record ourselves. Okay.
Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, you already did. I was going to say, I'm going to mute everyone and then Verona, you can just unmute yourself or can,
Can we introduce all of us so that we know who's there? Yes.
go ahead, Lion Verona. Where is she?
No, I'm here. Can
Okay.
you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, BDG Harold, for that brief introduction. I'd like to welcome everyone here today. And for those of you who have never taken the club secretary workshop before, this is going to be a very enlightening experience. And what I mean by that is there are many things we see being done in the clubs, and we are unaware of the correct procedure in which it should be followed. So we hope that by the end of this session, that everyone will have a clearer picture as to what the duties of a club secretary is, what is supposed to be happening at the club level, and we will certainly answer any questions you have with regards to the club secretary. So we'll start with the introductions, and I will ask, I'm going according to my screen, so I'm going to ask Lion Conrad to briefly introduce himself.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Lion Conrad Semple from Malvern Onyx. I'm second-year secretary. Enjoying the work. Is very inspiring. It allows you to get a better idea as to what's happening, and encourage everyone to learn as much as possible from this session because the information will come in very handy. Thank you.
Thank you, Lion Conrad. Pasha?
Hi.
Can you just let us know your name, what club you're from, and what's your position in your club?
Yeah, Pasha, yeah, I invited.
Yes.
Yes, Pasha, you can say. I invited her from the Toronto Beyond Difference, and she's just a member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, Lion Pasha. Lanrick?
Sorry, I can join with my video. That's why I can't say anything.
That's all right.
Okay.
Lanrick?
Good evening, all. I'm Rick Mallon from the Dundas Lions. I am a past secretary once, so I can, many years ago, so I can appreciate all of the comments that you're going to hear tonight from two very hardworking and knowledgeable Lions in Lion Verona and Lion Ann. And I offer congratulations to all the club secretaries that are participating tonight, because you're actually the backbone of the club. And probably, and we don't like to tell them, but probably more important than the president almost, because the club doesn't function if the secretary doesn't do a good job. So your club is counting on you, and we'll thank you in advance for the good job we know you're going to do.
Thank you, Lanrick. PDG Rowley? Okay, let's move on to Lion Steve Huttondale.
Good evening, one and all. Lion Steve Asparty, Huttonville Lions Club. Again, second year secretary, past president. I missed the training last year, so I made sure Harold was kind enough to make sure I was here this year, so I can learn what I've been doing right and what I've been doing wrong. So glad to be here.
Okay, thank you. Lan Mel?
Good evening, fellow Lions. My name is Mel Dempsey. I'm from the Ancaster Club, the region chair for Zone 25. And I've been a past secretary and a past president. And probably something here that I can learn. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lan Mel. Lan Joanne?
Well, hi there. I'm from the Ancaster Club. I've been with them for 2 years, and I just became the secretary, so I'm quite new and willing to learn.
Thank you. Lan Louisa? Okay, Lan Cantor?
Louisa,
Toronto Netrale Line Club, Charter Secretary, and now Membership and Fundraising Director. Working for years and thought it's about time I should know a little bit more details, new information.
Okay, thank you, Lan Cantor. Okay, Lan Louisa?
for me, Louisa.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm new, so I just joined a couple of days ago, yesterday actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
I invited Louisa she's from Toronto, Beyond Difference too.
Okay, then. Lan Rosalind?
Yes, good evening. My name is Rosalind Bado. I joined Malvern Onyx. I joined it about 5 years ago, had a break for about 2. And then I decided to come back in last year, and now I'm the treasurer. I'm very interested in learning more about the club.
Okay, thank you. Lan Jose?
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Lion Jose Roblo. I humbly represent as the secretary of the Toronto Maharlika Lions Club. Actually, as the secretary of our club, I feel good and honored to serve with a big heart.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Lan Jose. Lan Mooney?
You're welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Muni Subani, Zone Chair, President of Toronto Beyond Different Lions Club. Love to learn more. I think it's so much to learn every day, especially Verona, you're great in that. Teaching us.
Thank you. And Jatinda?
Jitinder, you're mute. Jitinder.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Lion Jitinder, past president and now the current vice president. I'm just curious on how things are being done as a secretary, so I'm just sneaking and snooping. But I'm just wondering if it's all recorded. Our secretary is not able to come and join in the Zoom link today. Is that available for her to watch later?
Yes, absolutely. We'll put it on our website, our A711 website.
Super. Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Lan Jadinda. Leslie? Lan Leslie?
Leslie, on
You're muted, Leslie.
You're on mute. Yes.
Okay, I'm from Malvern Onyx, Leslie Howard, and I'm zone chair, zone 15B. I am here a past secretary, but also to support all the clubs in the zone, all the secretaries. I am not seeing as many as I would have hoped to see, but hopefully they will come on. So enjoy the session. You will learn a lot, and as the secretaries and new secretaries, there's a lot of material to absorb. You wouldn't get absorbed all in tonight, but as time goes on, you will see the process. And I as always tell my secretary, he is the backbone of the club. Without a good secretary, there's no club. The club, the secretary is the foundation of the club. So enjoy tonight's session.
Thank you, Lan Leslie. Lan Whitfield? Oh, he just disappeared from my screen. Okay, so let's try Lion Mahendra.
Lion Verona, Sandy put a note in the chat that he is a prospective member.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah,
So
hi.
glad to have you. Just tell us a wee bit about
Yeah, good evening. My name is Mahendra Choran to be exact. So I'm a prospective member. I'm interested in coming into the Lions. So Sandy had recruited me, and then So we are looking forward to joining up you guys. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you.
Okay, Kanta?
Hi, I think you did it. You want me to say again?
Okay, no. It's my screen is shifting, so.
Yeah, as people
Okay.
talk and things like that, they shift around on you.
Okay, Lion Upen Shah?
Hi, everyone. This is Upen Shah from Toronto Doctors Lions. I am a newly minted Lion and introduced secretary. I have been with the Toronto Doctors for about 3 months now. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot from you and hearing that secretary is the backbone of the organization puts all the more pressure on me to learn fast and learn a lot. But I'm sure I'm looking forward to help from all of you.
Okay, thank you so much for attending today. Okay, Lion Jose.
I already introduced myself to you before.
Okay. Then I'm seeing Lion Rowley.
There's 2 Jose's.
Yeah.
Good
Everyone
evening,
is-
everybody. Oh, sorry, is it my turn or somebody else?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Rolly Racino, proud member of Toronto Achievers Lions Club, recently chartered November 2020. So I'm excited to be joining this wonderful association serving community, and I'm excited to learn what you have to offer tonight. Thank you.
Oh, very good.
You're welcome. Thank you. And do you want to take over for the rest?
The
I have to
balance.
finish my page 1. Yeah, the balance of the participants.
Mine are listed alphabetically here. So
Oh,
um,
Lion Jose's would like to speak. Maro?
is that Jose? Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Go
Hi,
ahead, Jose.
everyone. I am Jose Merope Munava from Sinagtala Lions Club, newly established Lions Club. We started only July 1st, and I was elected as a secretary of the club. And I know a secretary position is a very challenging one, so I still have a lot to learn. By reading the ebooks, I was already overwhelmed by the duties and responsibilities of being a secretary. So I spoke with my president. I hope I can fulfill my job as a secretary because it's a new position for me. But I will try my best to fulfill all my responsibilities and duties of the club. Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay, Jasmine Nahar. Can you tell us which club you're with, Jasmine?
She did say it.
Oh, Jasmine, just unmute.
She said portion.
There you go.
Sorry, yeah, I'm Jasmine Nahar. So before the name was Pasha, I'm the same one.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So Jasmine is Pasha. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One more person somewhere?
Yes, you right there. I don't want to.
Is it
Go ahead.
my turn?
It is your turn.
Wangeshi is my name. Mississauga Cooksville Lions Club. Joined 2019 July, and I'm the new secretary.
Thank you, NGC. Let's see who else we got down here.
And to speed things up, how about we let anyone who has not yet introduced themselves
Correct.
just come in with the introductions.
Great idea.
Yes. So anyone who has not yet introduced themselves, feel
I
free.
think I am Lion Verona. My name is Arlene Tiam at Toronto Achievers Lions Club. I've been secretary 3 times, but yeah, as you see, I'm still here attending. It's for refresher, a good refresher, and also like to watch the presenters, how do they present for future use, their styles, and also like to guide my fellow Toronto Achievers members who are in today. That's all for now. So here, yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to introduce themselves?
Well,
yes, please.
Verona?
Yes, go right ahead.
Hi, I'm Leila Musaboy, and I'm part of the Toronto Professional Lions Club branch. Considered the club president for now, and my secretary could not make it, but I'm attending the session to learn all about being the perfect secretary. I've also encouraged all my members to take the line. So those are two other options. And as you know, Lion Verona, I did sit in on the initial thing last year. I did a lot of research on secretary responsibilities. So I quite got, and I shared it with Upen Shah. Upen, I don't know if he'll remember that, because I was with TDLC as well. And that's it. Thank you very much. I look forward to your session, Lion Verona.
Thank you, Lan Leila. Anyone else?
Hi.
Wilhelmina, unmute yourself.
You're mute.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I am Wilhelmina Sobrepeña, the newest member of Toronto Maharlika Lions Club, and was elected the first vice president of Gloria. Now, I attended this training because I am so interested learning about the secretary's job as a member of the club. So that's all, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else?
Hello, my name is Line Dawn from Thistletown New Era Lions Club. I'm the current secretary, and I'm here to learn. As you have stated, there is a lot to learn, and I've been with Lions since late last year, and so I'm here to take in as much information as I can. Thank you.
We had somebody just join, Nylan Marie, so she may not know what's going on because she just came in. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Nylan.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Lion Lillian. I am invited by Lion Jose Roblo from Toronto Maharlika Lions Club. So I'm currently the service chair of this club. So I'm interested to join this training tonight. Hopefully I can learn something new that I can use in serving the Lions. That's all. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to make a suggestion. We have a big agenda ahead of us.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Verona.
For anyone who didn't get an opportunity to introduce themselves,
that's better.
If you would bear with us, and we'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself at the end of the program before we leave. Okay, then.
You were breaking up there.
Okay, just
sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna take myself off of camera so we can get started. And thank you for everyone who okay, is that any better? Are you hearing me?
No, sorry, Verona, we're not. It's all broken up.
Are you hearing me, Lionel?
It's broken up.
So you cannot hear me.
I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Lionel, do you want to start? And I would just, okay. Can you hear me or can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
That's much better.
All righty. Just let me know, if there is a problem. So again, I'd like to welcome everyone to the club secretary workshop for this year. Lanan and myself are going to be doing the presentation. Next slide, Lanan. Okay. So a big congratulations to everyone who has undertaken the role of being a club secretary in their clubs this year. It is the most important role in the club because without a good secretary, then a lot of things would fall out of place and your club president is relying heavily on you for assistance because you are the branch administrator, okay? The club administrator, making sure everything falls into place so that the club runs smoothly. Okay, let's take a look at what we plan to achieve tonight. By the end of this session, you'll be able to summarize the responsibilities of the club secretary, plan your term, and access additional resources as needed. So as a club secretary, you'll be sometimes referred to as the business manager. You're also a member of the board, and there are a lot of responsibilities, okay, that comes with the role. Lanan, I'm seeing a comment that the screen is off to the side. Is anyone else having that problem?
Okay for me. No, it looks good here.
It may be the way they've got it set up for the display.
Okay. So Lionel, can you take that back one screen for me, please?
I sure can. There or back one more?
Well, that's good.
That one's good? Okay.
Okay. So these are some of the duties or some of the activities that you have to perform as a club secretary. Okay, you have your club and your board meetings, you need to record meeting minutes, keep club records, handling correspondence, completing and filing the reports with MyLCI, and also being an active member of the District Governor's Advisory Committee. Now, we'll be talking about that a little later on. So what are some of the activities or what are some of the meetings that you attend on a monthly basis? Monthly, you have your board of directors, regular meeting, and you also have a general membership meeting. Now, some clubs don't have a separate board of directors meeting from a regular meeting. They combine the two, but they conduct any board business on one of the meetings, and then the other one is just the general members meeting. Now, there are also special board of directors meeting, which could be requested by 3 or more board members. And there are special meetings to address any high-level matters that might come up. And in those meetings, there's a 10-day notice period. At the end of the year, many of you would have gone through this, maybe this year or in June, you have the officer transition, which we refer to as the handing over meeting, where the change in officers take place. And of course, we celebrate our charter anniversary on the day that each one of your clubs was chartered. Okay, Lion Ann?
I think it's not cooperating. Hang on a second here. I'm trying to go back and oh, there it did go back. Okay, hang on. We did that. We did that. That's where we are.
Okay, let's talk about club meetings. So there are several things that you need to do before a club meeting. You need to advise your members, give them notice of the meeting. So you have the date and the time. Working with your club president, you'll create a meeting agenda. And we have a sample agenda that we'll look at just now, just to assist you with how you can plan the actual meeting. Correspondence, that's a big one. You're getting correspondence from everywhere, from Lions Clubs International, from the district, from individuals, from outside organizations. Whatever it is, you are the key person to make sure that that information is disseminated properly. As far as awards and new member kits, this may or may not be your role, because in some clubs, the membership chairperson takes care of the new member kits and information and stuff like that. And then there's a committee, an awards committee, that handles preparing any awards. Your club roster, for the meeting, you'll need to have, you have to take attendance. And once you get into my LCI, I'll show you where you can go, because they actually have a template online that you can download, and you can use that to be used at your meetings. Now, during the meeting, what happens? You take attendance, you're recording minutes. If you have any guest speakers or visitors, you're documenting who they are. You're collecting dues, you're giving receipts, you're gathering any of the activity information from your committee chairpersons or from your members, and that's the information that you're going to be inputting into My Lion. And again, if this is your role, as I said, it could be the member chairperson. You'll be asking new members to fill out the required forms. Okay, after the meeting, you're not done yet. So you have to record the attendance. If there were any awards presented during the meeting, you have to ensure that you have that information so you can put it in the minutes. If you collected any monies for dues, you have to verify that monies, record the payment of the dues, and then hand it over to the treasurer and obtain a receipt. Now, in some club, the treasurer is the one that actually receives the monies and then would give the information to the secretary as to what the content of, those monies were. So whether it's dues or whatever. But in a lot of clubs, it's the secretary who gets the money and then the process is reversed. You're gonna file and distribute a copy of the previous minutes, and those would have been the minutes that were approved by the membership. Because if you're having a meeting today, you're approving the minutes of the previous meeting. And then of course, any outstanding issues, anything that came up during the meeting, you have to ensure that it is recorded so you can follow up on it. Okay. Anne, is there any way to enlarge that a bit? Okay, beautiful. Okay, So this is a sample club meeting agenda. Now your club may have a different type of agenda, but these are the key components. Okay, so you have your club name, the alliance, you are invited to a board of directors, or it could be a general membership meeting of your club to be held on a date via whether it's Zoom or whether it's in person, the location. But this agenda was built for a Zoom meeting, okay, as you can see at the top. So you call a meeting to order, you have a welcome. During the welcome, there would be things like, call a meeting to order, yes. Normally you would have the national anthem. We have started doing the land acknowledgement. You'll have roll call and excuses, so who's present, who gave excuses that they're not here. Then you get into your minutes. So this will be the minutes of the previous meeting, which would have been sent out with your agenda to your members prior to the meeting. So you will do any corrections, then there'll be a motion to adopt, and then the membership will approve, sorry. Then you can talk about correspondence, incoming, outgoing. You get into your reports. So you have your treasurer, your membership, your vice president, the president, and any other service activity would be reported here. Then you go into other business. Other businesses are catch-all. So anything that doesn't fit into anything above will fall under other business. This is also a place where you can give your members a chance to just to speak. Have something on their mind, they can bring it up here. If they have any requests, this is where it would come up. But you know, everyone, you should do a round table and everyone will get an opportunity to speak, say what's on their mind, you know, something like that. Then the club, you do announcements. Maybe we have training coming up. You know, we have the, right now we have the district meet and greet, the picnic that's coming up on August 18th. We have more training coming up. So things like that. And what's at the bottom of that page? Okay. Most clubs have a tail twister, and a tail twister is someone that sort of makes jest of the members, and they go around to each member and collect money, and this money goes into the administration fund. So this is where that will take place before you adjourn, and also if your club is having any internal raffles or anything like that. And then your adjournment, and that's your meeting.
Line Verona?
Yes.
I just want to add the way we do it in terms of number 7, you have other business. So we have old business and we have new business. So we broke down number 7 to 2 parts.
Okay, so but on this one, we have, if you notice on number 4, we have the matters arising.
Yes.
Out of the business, but that's okay. The most important thing is that it's covered.
Yes.
Okay. So however your club wishes to do it, you know, we just want to ensure that, you know, the components are there. So this is just a sample. Okay.
And just to address, there was a comment in the box there, Lion Verona, about marketing and chair. When it says other, that includes any other reports. You can have wellness report. You can have all kinds of reports depending on your club. So that's where all of those other categories fall into, is E.
Thank you, Lana Ann.
You're welcome.
Now, as far as the minutes are concerned, typically you will have in your minutes, you will have the type of meeting, the date and place of the meeting, who presided over the meeting, like Lion President James Smith, whether the previous minutes were approved. You'll record all of the motions, who moved it, who seconded, but it was, you know, sustained or lost. all points of order and appeals and whether they were sustained or lost, and the time the meeting was called to order and adjourned. Now, Lian, can you take me back one screen, back to the sample agenda? If you use, let's say you're using a format, this agenda here, you can actually use each one of these points and build your minutes off of it. Okay? So for example, number one, call to order. The meeting was called to order by Lion President at whatever time. On the welcome, you know, so many guests, so, you know, and that sort of stuff. So if you go through each point, then you will ensure that you cover what is supposed to be in a minute. Okay, you can move forward. Thank you. Next screen. Okay, and very important to remember is that minutes are meant to record what the club does and not what members say. So any debate or discussion is considered informal and it is not recorded. Okay, and we need to ensure that we are using proper terminology when recording the minutes. Okay, open up for questions. Any questions so far? And is there anything in the, yes.
You should, might mention that when they're recording these minutes that they are a legal document and they must be kept on file for, I believe it's 7 years.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, we can mention that at this point, but we also have a, you know, a little reminder further down, but thank you for bringing that up. Anything else?
There's a question in the chat line, Verona. How many pages on average should minutes be? I would think that that would depend on your meeting.
Yes, that will depend on the meeting. Okay, as long as you make sure the points are good and you don't include, you know, any of the like discussions. We just want to know, like, you know, what was passed, what the motion was, who motioned it, who seconded it, and the like. So in one meeting, it could be 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages. It all depends on what happens at the meeting.
Lion Verona, I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, after the call to order, after singing the national anthem, can we also sing the Lion's Ode and also the Lion's Toast?
Of course. Yes, you can do any of those things. Remember, this is just a sample, okay? And we didn't show every little bit of information that could occur under each one of those headings.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, but you can certainly do those things.
There's also something, Verona, that again is one of the small things that can come in there, but I don't hear it being used as much anymore, but that's setting protocol at the start of a meeting. And if you ever want to know the easiest way to do it to make sure you got everybody covered, this was taught to me years ago. And all you got to do is past and present district officers, Lions, guests, protocol's been set, period. That's it. You don't have to worry about listing governor, region chair, zone chair, whatever is there. If you do it that way, everybody's covered.
Okay, thank you, Lian.
You're
Lian,
welcome.
do you mind putting that in the chat?
Sure.
Yes. So people can probably just write it down so they can use it in the future if they so wish.
There's also a comment in the chat while I write that is some members don't necessarily know about the land acknowledgement. Can you explain that, please?
Sandy? Okay. Lion Sandy doesn't appear to be there. So basically what we are doing, that we are acknowledging that we are standing on the grounds of the indigenous people. Okay, and we are just making an acknowledgement about that. Now, this is already done in the city, in the schools, like all over. So we are now starting to come, into doing the same. And I think this is a great way of recognizing the indigenous people. And if people want that, we can also send that to them, because after the workshop, we are going to be sending you a couple pieces of resources, so we can certainly add the land acknowledgement to that. Thank you, Lana. Okay, anyone else? Okay. We'll have more opportunity for questions, so we'll just continue at this point. Thank you. Okay. As a club secretary, you're also responsible for keeping your club records. So in your files, you should have your club charter, your constitution and bylaws, the club history. Okay, now we did orientation a couple of days ago, and in the orientation presentation, there was actually a presentation for the club to input all of their historic information so that they can do orientation with their clubs. So I'm thinking that if clubs complete that presentation, then that would form the club history document. Okay, and this is where the minutes of all club and board of directors meeting, someone had mentioned it before. It's supposed to be kept for 7 years, so you have to keep copies of that. And it could be digital, okay? So I guess a long time ago when everything was manual, they had to keep the paper copies, but these things could be kept digital. Now, annual reports of club officers and committees at the end of the year, when you're having your handing over ceremony, normally the committees present their annual report. So this is a report that you would keep for future records. And then a roster of your club membership. So this information you can get from ILCI, and I'll actually be taking you to see where you can get that information when we go into MyLCI. Now, some of these things, many of you might say, oh, I don't know, for example, where my club charter is. I don't have the club history document or whatever it is. You should be having a discussion with your club president and maybe even the charter members, because they'll be able to shed light onto where some of this information is. Now, in some clubs, they also have a lion tamer. And the lion tamer is the one that is in charge of all of the club's materials. So like, your gavel, your flags, and all of that stuff. So they might be able to assist with that too. Okay, let's talk about correspondence. You're receiving a lot of correspondence. What do you do with it? You're getting it electronically, it's coming through the mail. It involves your officers, your president, yourself, the treasurer, your committees. As a club secretary, you're supposed to open all of your correspondence, read it, and distribute it in a timely manner. Anything coming from Lions International, the district, the multiple district, anything that filters down to the club level should be shared with all of the members of the club. There are no secrets in Lionism. Everyone is supposed to be on board with what's happening. And if everyone is aware of what's happening, happening at all levels of the organization, then our members will be more in tune, okay, and wanting to get involved and the like. At the start of the term, the club president and secretary should get together to discuss, how they will handle the correspondence, okay? Is he gonna direct the secretary to send out the stuff? Is the secretary gonna go to him if she gets something just to discuss it before it goes out? But there should be some discussion as to how the information is disseminated to the rest of the members. I don't know how many clubs have newsletters, but in some clubs, the secretary is responsible for that newsletter. Or they may have a newsletter committee, and that person will be responsible for getting that newsletter out. No matter how it goes, the secretary is the one that is supposed to be always informed of what's happening in the club. Correspondence should come through the secretary. And again, please remember to share the information with the rest of you.
Line Verona. Line Verona.
Not sure if we lost her.
Partly. I just wanted to point here when she comes
He's
back.
on coffee break.
I'm here.
Oh, you there? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
No, was someone saying something?
Yeah, I just want to add that that any correspondent and the secretary do not forward any correspondent directly to Lions International. Instead, all correspondence should forward in terms of applications, and all the correspondence should be sent to the cabinet secretary, who will then bulk post these to Lions International, I think the 1st of every month. So club secretary must not or should not send any correspondence directly to Lions International. They should send it to the cabinet secretary.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you for that line, Atma. We're going to be covering that in a different vein, but that's fine. As far as in fact, let's talk about that a little later. Okay, so this will come up again, but for now we are moving on. Okay, reports. As a club secretary, you need to ensure that you submit your reports on time and the reports that you submit are accurate. By doing this, you would have fulfilled one of the requirements for the Club Excellence Award. Now, some of the reports and forms you'll need to file or report on is your monthly membership report, which at this time is due. The end of the month is, well, let's say tomorrow. So you should be going into MyLCI and reporting whether you have any changes in your membership. Your monthly club service activity reports. So all of the service activities for the club that your club has done, any meetings your members have attended, that information should be coming to you, and you would be inputting that information on MyLion. Your club officer report. By now, all of the clubs should have reported their officers to MyLCI. And in fact, in the district, we have done pretty well. I think we probably only have 2 or 3 outstanding clubs. So kudos to everyone who made sure that their club officer report was completed. Now, you may also be responsible for ordering supplies for the club. So whether it's, it could be awards, badges, member kits, and the like. And you do that through MyLion. Okay. Questions?
One comment to that is and when you're keeping the records, if you have a member, and I know we're going to probably go into that later, but if you have a member that decides to step down from a position, you have to make sure that that gets updated so that the correspondence from LCI is getting sent to the correct person.
Thank you, Lainan.
There's a question on the chat here. Should a secretary of a club branch have access to my LCI? And the answer to that is no, because they are not recognized as a holding officer of a club because it is only a branch club. It's not a formulated club. So the only access you have is if you want to go in as your own member, but not as secretary or anything, because none of those positions are really recognized until you become an actual full-fledged club.
Thank you, Lainan. Okay, if no questions, we'll continue. Okay. As a secretary, you're also part of the District Governors Advisory Committee. You are part of it along with your club president and the zone and the region chairpersons for each region. They head up this committee. Now, although it says there that the club presidents and club secretaries are part of the committee, for the actual meeting, we encourage everyone to attend if they wish to. But in particular, we encourage your first vice president and your second vice president if your club has have one. Okay? We want to get these vice presidents in tune with what's happening. So when their term comes up next year, they already know what this is all about.
Exactly.
So what happens at these meetings? So the committee, they advise the zone chairperson about stuff that's happening within the zone, and they make recommendation affecting the clubs in the district. The zone person then shares the recommendations with the district governor and the district cabinet. Now, the zone and region chairs, they are the communication piece, if you want to call it that, between the clubs and the district. So your zone and region chairpersons, they're there for you. And any issues that the clubs are having, the club secretaries, the club president, they should be going through your zone chairperson, who will go up to the region chair, and then they would go up the line to the vice and the district governor. Okay? So any issues in your club, no one should take it upon themselves to write to international, because it will just come straight back down to the district. Okay, so we are just asking everyone to follow the protocols as to how matters are addressed, and you go through your zone chairperson as a starting point.
Wow.
So as a member of the committee, a club secretary would be working with the zone chairperson to ensure that the club, the clubs in the zone operate efficiently. They follow the bylaws and constitution. And they are also a conduit to help promote stuff happening in the district, multiple district, international conventions, Charter Night, encourage your members to attend these events. And it's by attending these events that they make themselves, more aware as to what happens at different events in the district, or at a forum, or at a, convention. And talking about convention, I'd like everyone to prepare themselves and prepare their clubs, because the international convention is going to be held in Montreal next year. So we are hoping that we would see many of you at this convention, seeing it is home-based. Okay, and also the USA-Canada Forum is being held in Calgary next year. So again, let's start planning for that from now. So for the meetings, full screen, Ann. Your input at these meetings are very important. So when you come to these meetings, remember you're bringing your ideas, your suggestions for discussion. And we're looking at ways, of helping the clubs. We spoke about promoting the functions and events. The zone chairperson might request that you do your club reports or a special report for the meeting. And many times for the district advisory meeting, we have, thank you. You have a club hosting the zone meeting. So that club will actually, we'll probably use their premises, or they'll provide food. They'll just be the host for the meeting. So they would have some preparation to do in order to accommodate the meeting. So the expectation is that the committee meets at least 3 times annually. And normally you would have zone meetings, and then you would have region meetings. So each one of the zone chairs would conduct a meeting, and then you would have a region meeting which combines both zone chairs for each region. So again, it's a forum, exchanging ideas, building relationships, and an opportunity to meet Lions outside of your zone. And this year, we're really trying our best to encourage everyone to move out of their comfort zone, okay, and explore other zones in the district and just build relationships with Lions outside of their zone. So we're not limiting ourselves to just our own little zone. We're expanding our borders, and we want to bring everyone in. Questions?
There was a question in the chat that I said I would raise at the next question area. And I think I can answer it, but I'm sure somebody in here can let me know if I'm wrong. A member reports their donations late. How do I report? For example, made a donation in January 2021 and reports to the secretary this month. Now, my understanding is if it was in January, it's long gone because the Lions year is closed as of the end of June.
But actually, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, clubs were given up until June 15th.
You mean July 15th?
That's gone. Sorry, July 15th.
Yeah.
And that date has gone. So unfortunately, that cannot be reported, but it's just it's just, I don't want to say it's a lesson, but this year we really want to keep on track with our reporting. So the zone chairs are going to be sending out reminders to their clubs at the end of each month, reminding them to do their membership reporting and their service reporting. So hopefully with those reminders, everyone will be in tune and we can put up a unified front and watch those numbers raise as far as our service activities and donations are concerned.
I also have a question. Whoops. Yeah, also have a question as to when is this training supposed to be completed tonight?
You mean what time it's supposed to be finished?
Correct, yes. We're at
Well,
8:30.
we are almost at the end of the this session before we go into my LCI. So I would say probably around 9.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. If no more questions, let's move on. Okay, planning your term. How do you structure your term as a club secretary? So we look at ways to prepare for your roles and responsibilities, look at what's ongoing, and some of the things that you need to consider as your club transitions into a new term with new people. Okay, so you're here, you're attending your club officer training. Now, normally club officer training would be done in May or June, but we are a bit late this year, so that's why it's being held in July. You need to meet with the current secretary to review any outstanding issues. So you're looking at a transition meeting. And in this meeting, the current secretary is going to go over with the incoming secretary all those outstanding issues that's happening with the club, probably, giving pointers. Yeah, probably giving pointers as to, what has happened, the way they have done something.
You were getting feedback there, Verona.
From me?
Yeah, it was.
Muting?
No, it wasn't Verona. It was another.
Wasn't it?
Was
Oh, was
another
it?
one.
Sorry. Sorry, Lion Verona. Thanks,
no.
Harold.
Okay. Okay, and what we would really like to see is, because we are really looking at mentoring. So how about the current secretary being a mentor to the incoming secretary? Okay, that'll be such, it's such a wonderful idea. And we could even take that to all of the other roles too, okay? As an incoming secretary, if you don't already have a MyLion account, you need to create one, okay? There's a lot of information in there that would certainly help you. And as I said, at the end, we will be sending you some information, some resources once this is over. Now, this next point is very important. You need to verify officer and membership information in MyLCI to ensure that it is correct. And a lot of clubs, they do an annual budget. And I am sure your club president and treasurer would be needing your assistance with planning that budget, or maybe formulating the budget, making sure it reaches the members for approval and stuff like that. Lana? Okay. So on a monthly basis, of course, you're going to be attending your meetings. At the end of the month, you're going to be submitting your membership report. You're going to be reporting your activities on MyLion. And remember, activities include stuff like training, your club meetings, any service activities you do out there. Your member records, make sure any information that has changed with regards to your members get updated in MyLCI. And any correspondence that comes in and you need to respond to, make sure you do that in due course. Now, on a quarterly basis, you would attend your region and zone meetings. And in collaboration with your club treasurer, there'll be a report of any, delinquency issues. Maybe you have members who haven't paid their dues and stuff like that. And biannually, you need to ensure that the information that is in my LCI is correct, because if you have any changes to be made with regards to your membership and you do not do it by June 30th or December 31st in the year, then the club is going to be charged for every member that's on the books as of that date. So if you need to drop members or anything like that, that would reduce the membership, please do it by June 30th or December 31st. And in fact, this year, I know a lot of people had problems because my LCI was so busy on the last day that I guess I don't know if it crashed, but a lot of people were having problems signing in. Okay, so if you can do that one day ahead, that would be even better.
And just to confirm, if anyone's been around for a while, LCI used to offer adjustments after the period, but they do not do that anymore.
Okay, and to ensure that what you have on your roster is the same as what LCI is billing you for, once you get the your invoice, you should validate it against your membership to make sure everyone is accounted for. Okay. As needed, new membership applications, again, this may not be you. Input new member information on my LCI. Yes, once the information is complete and your new member has been approved by the club and paid their dues, you would enter that information in my LCI. And we spoke about ordering club supplies and awards as needed. Now, the annual election is supposed to be held in no later than April 15th in the year. And those officers are supposed to be reported in my LCI no later than May 15th. Now, the reason behind inputting the information so soon is that will give LCI an opportunity to make sure that their database, if you want to call it that, is correct. Because when they flip the switch on on July 1st of the new year, then all of the information that's in there for all of the positions, that's where they'll be sending their information to. So again, if at all possible, once your elections have been held, make sure that that information goes in my LCI right away. Okay, we spoke about receiving and distributing information as far as, correspondence is concerned from the multiple district and international convention, and apply to LCI and district for membership awards. Yeah, there's some awards that you actually need to apply for it, like the Club Excellence Award. I believe the deadline for that was sometime this month, like it just passed. And there's some other awards that you can actually download from my LCI, like your your secretary awards. And it's just a paper-based award that you can put in a nice frame. And you can be presented with that for a job well done. end of the secretary's term, remember those attendance sheets that you've been keeping? Well, this is where they come in handy because we have 100% attendance awards that the club will normally give. It's a little pin that they order for their members, and Lions International, they're the ones that actually is on top of the years of service awards. And for those, people would get like chevrons, you know, at 10 years, 15, 20. I don't know how many of you have seen it on some of the Lions, you know, commemorating their years of service in Lionism. So you'll make a new attendance record for the coming year. And I mentioned that there's a form you can use from MyLCI, but some clubs, they just make up their own. They find it's much easier if they have an Excel spreadsheet and they fill that out every month, and it serves the same purpose. The annual report of activities, donation hours for the year, and banquet or meeting. Normally at the final meeting for the year, the club president will do a report where they make a very concise presentation of all of the activities that the club has done for the year. They recognize their membership in certain categories for a job well done. You're going to get all your files together. We spoke about all the files previously, and have that handy so you can transfer that information to the incoming club secretary. And again, that transition meeting. Okay, any questions?
Yes, Lion Verona, one question. Can you confirm with regards to the attendance pin? Are they sent automatically to the clubs, or do you have to order them?
Okay, which, you mean 100% attendance?
Yes.
No, the club tracks that. Lions International tracks the years of service.
Yeah.
But the club tracks the 100% attendance. That's why those attendance sheets are so important. And then they would have to order the pins from MyLion.
Okay.
Yes, for Lion Verona, then also they have to pay for those pins. They're not.
Oh yes, there's a cost to it, but it's not expensive.
It's $2, but the cost for shipping, it's like $20.
Yeah.
Yes, so what you need to do is to wait until you have a sizable amount or join in with another club or two so that you can split the shipping charges.
Okay, excellent idea. Thanks.
Something else to keep in mind when you're keeping attendance, that if you can't make a meeting, but let's say you volunteer at one of your service activities, that can count as what they call a makeup meeting. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily, the attendance doesn't necessarily mean just at the dinner meetings or your board meetings. It can also be made up in other ways as well. Or if you do a club visitation, that's also a way to make up attendance.
Thank you, Lion.
You're welcome.
Also, Lion Verona, in regards to the Club Excellence Award, the deadline date is August 31st for the applications.
Okay.
So they still have time.
Okay, thank you, Lion Harold.
Okay, we have another question. If we have members only for 3 months as branch club members, do we have to report that as temporary members? I would think they would be reported as a regular member.
Well,
and then
how would you do that though? Because, okay, if it's a branch club?
Yeah. So the
branch club, the members are attached to the host club.
Correct.
As a member.
Yeah. And it's the host club that's asking the question.
Well, I would think, okay, I don't think that there is any spot in MyLCI to refer to these members as a temporary member. Okay, so unless someone knows something different, they will be recorded as a general member, and if they leave after 3 months, then that will be it.
Correct.
That's correct, Lion Verona.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure you were on the same page as me, because I could be wrong.
Okay, anything else there? Okay, let's move on.
There is one other question.
Okay.
Does the Lion Shop ever offer discounts beside the 10% on one item when you first join?
Well, I am not really. No, I don't think so.
I think the only time they offer any kind of a discount is if they have a special because it's maybe last of the line and they're, you know, they've got out of stuff that's left over stock from before and they're reducing it just to get rid of the stock. But other than that, I don't believe they do offer anything else like that.
No, I know at the international convention, they were offering a lot of stuff online. But besides that, no, you're right, Linan.
Yeah, and that's another way too. When you go to the international convention, they quite often have a lot of supplies there. So it's also a good opportunity that if you can go to the convention to save on shipping and actually see what the product looks like.
Or the forum, or the USA Canada Forum too. They have a shop, you know, a Lion store during that event.
Very, very much so, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so My Lion, My LCI. As mentioned before, as a club secretary, you need to have access to My Lion, My LCI. And actually, we are not going to be talking about My Lion on this session because there's an actual training session coming up on August 20th that we are inviting you to come back to that, you know, will give you in-depth knowledge about My Lion. But I am going to take you live to My LCI to show you some of the things you can do in there and, you know, how easy it is to do some of your reporting, okay? So when you enter My Lion on My LCI, and I'll go live in a minute, this is what it looks like, okay? So in My Lion, you report your service, you plan service projects, you can connect with other Lions, and you create a personal profile for yourself. In My LCI, that is the administrative part of Lions International, so you manage your membership. You can create district and club profiles. You can check your voter eligibility when we have conventions, and check club application status. Under shop, again, that's your Lion shop, so you can shop your heart away. Under insights, there's a lot of statistics in there. So you have the opportunity to look at club trends, membership trends, service activity impact, and track foundation donation. But for now, what we're going to do, I'm going to take you into My LCI, and I'm going to be, okay, Lanan, can you stop sharing?
I was just going to say, do you want me to stop sharing?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, is everyone seeing my screen? Lanan?
Yes, now we do.
All right. Okay, so you enter lionsclubs.org and you insert the member login field. That's where you want to go. your member, your login. Okay. And this is your Lions Clubs International, access to your Lion account. If you do not have an account, you have to register. When you register, you have to have your ID number, your account ID number, so that's your Lions account. The same email address that you have registered in LCI. So those are the two key pieces of information that you need to have there. Oh, also your name must be exactly as it is recorded on the records. Okay, so once you sign in, you can have my portal. And this is a screenshot of what I had there before I came in live. And we have one of our own, Lion Atma, who's on the call today, featuring one of his service activities here. Congratulations, Lion Atma. Okay, so we want to go into my LCI. So you click on My LCI, and remember this is the administrative side of Lions International. Now, when you get into the home screen, it brings you to the highest office that you have in your district or your club. So I happen to be the region chair. So this is my profile that comes up, and it's going to allow me to do certain things as region chair. But what I want to do right now, if you look at the top here, I can select a different title. I'm going to go in as district administrator. And I'm going to pick my home club to work with. Sorry. I just want to see. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. This will be your club homepage. All right. And I went into my Lions Clubs and members. It will automatically bring you there when you sign in, and you will see your club only. Now you see you have the option to add members here. Can you guys see my mouse?
Yes, we do.
And then you have the option here to report no changes for the month. This is where you would put in, okay, well, this is already done. My club has already done it. But if it wasn't done, July 2021 would not have been, strike through. And then I would have just gone into report no changes. It will ask me to confirm, and that report is done. It's as simple as that. So for anyone, any secretary out there who has not yet entered their membership changes for the month, you need to go into your members, go into report no changes for the month, and select the month and press OK. Now this is the first month for the year. So you should be selecting July and confirming for July. And then at the end of every month, you would go back in here and do the same thing. Whether you have, whether you added members, whether you lost members, whether you change members, this is something that needs to be done every month. Okay, let's look at, you can look at your club officers by going into officers right off the same menu there. And this will show your presidents, your first vice, second vice, club secretary, treasurer, who's your marketing communications chairperson, club LCIF, membership chair, and the like. Now, if you click on the officer type, if you look at the down arrow, and it says Lions Club admins, if you go into there, each club has the ability to appoint a club administrator, and the club administrator has the same, I would say, rights as the club secretary. And that role was meant to assist the club secretary, you know, in doing all of the reporting. So this role can do reporting for the club, do the service activities and stuff like that, okay? So if your club hasn't yet appointed someone, this is a role that could assist the club secretary. Now for your local titles, this is where, if you have a third vice president, you would input that there. Your immediate past president goes there too. If you have a lion tamer, a lion twister, those roles go in that field. But if you're ever looking to see who are the officers of your club, these are the roles that Lions International recognize as officers. So president, first vice, second vice, club secretary, treasurer, membership chair, LCIF, service chair, marketing communications, and your directors. Let's go into membership cards. So your members have paid their dues. How do you get a membership card printed? So again, membership cards. All of your members listed here. You need to decide how you want it printed. If you want to order hard stock, like what are your measurements? So you can print in color or black and white. And let's say we are printing 10 2 by 3.5 inch cards. You select the month it's good up until. So if you are looking at June of 22, that will take you to the end of the fiscal year. And then you select your members. You can select them individually or selected in block. And then once you press print cards, it will allow you to print those cards for your membership, and the cards need to be signed by either the club secretary or the treasurer. And there's also a space for the member to sign. So I'm just going to cancel that. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, I spoke to you earlier on about the club attendance sheet. So let's take a look at what that looks like. And see, it says form for login meeting attendance, and I'm going to view print. Okay, and there you are. So it has the name of your club, when you meet, and then you can have the date of your meeting up here. And then, you'll have a tick mark for each member, like the whole membership is here. You can also download it as an Excel spreadsheet and use it that way also. Okay, your club roster. Remember we were saying that you should have a copy of your club roster in your club files. Okay. So that's your roster. Again, you know, it's your club ID number, all of the information with regards to the president, the secretary when you meet, and that, you know, these are your members, the type of member with their number. Okay. Now, there is also a contact list. Okay, I want to make sure it's, oh, okay. So it's nice if your members have a list of all of the members in their club with their contact information. And I just want to make sure this is the right list I'm talking about, because there's one that has sensitive information on it. So we want to make sure that's not the one. So this is it. Okay. So this can be given to each member of the club so that they have that information handy for each of the members. Okay, so it shows the name and the address, the title, the business number, and the email address. Okay. So all of it could be shared with your members. Okay, is there anything else anyone would like me to go through with them, or are you pretty okay? Okay. And do we have any questions there? Hello?
Yes, it says, can you Excel sheet? And yes, you can.
Yes, you can. For the reports, I'll just take you quickly back to the reports. For your club attendance, you have the option to download it in Excel. Some of them they do, some of them they don't. So for them, you can download it in Excel. And what is really nice about all of these reports is that once your membership is up to date in MyLCI, it captures everything for you, okay? So it's just a matter of printing it in a PDF format or downloading it to Excel so you can work with it if you so choose. Anything else?
Sorry, no, that's all that's in the chat.
Okay. Now, there's a lot more that you can do in MyLCI, and I would suggest that if you have access to MyLCI, you know, you can explore. You know, it's such a safe place to work with because it always asks you if you want to confirm or whatever, and you can always cancel, okay? As I am the district administrator for A7011. So if at any time you wanted any assistance with anything, feel free to give me a call or email me, or, you know, send an email to the district governor, who would forward that information on to me. I'm willing to help. So don't be afraid if you do need the assistance, okay? We want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable in their roles and they feel comfortable reaching out to those individuals that are there to help them. So please. Okay, is there anything else on the presentation, Anand?
No further comments, no. You mean your actual presentation?
Yeah, I think
yeah, because you did the benefits of using MyLCI. Did you want to cover that, or had you already basically spoken to that?
Yeah, I had basically spoken about that. Yeah.
Okay. And then MyLCI you've already done. And then we're at questions, and then it says the resources.
Okay, yeah.
There's one other in the chat, one question. If members report directly, do I need to report the same as the secretary? This is from Wangji.
Okay, Sorry, I don't understand the question. Can you give an example, please?
Yeah, yeah, like the lady who has made some donations.
Yes.
And maybe she did it directly, but the secretary didn't report. Would that be captured?
And that has to do with Lions? Is it a
Yeah.
Lion?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, the clubs need to establish how they would treat service activities, like who is going to be reporting it. If you have a service chair, they can do the reporting. Your club secretary can do the reporting. Your club administrator can do the reporting. So first of all, the club needs to decide who is going to be doing the reporting. And at meetings, members are supposed to be given that information to one of these people who is entitled to report, because not everyone can report. People can create activities, but only special people are allowed to report it. And that way, if your club knows who the reporting officers are or is, then they will ensure that that information gets to that individual so they can do the reporting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, individual members can't report directly to my LCI, correct?
To my Lion.
Or to my Lion, I mean, yes, sorry.
No.
Yeah, only the GST chair and the club administrator.
The secretary.
And the secretary, and I believe, and the president.
President, yes. So at the club level, you need to decide how the reporting officers are going to receive that information from its members. I know some clubs, they have done, a sort of a template, where they have like the Lion's name, the event name, how many people they served, how many hours, and all of that sort of stuff. So it makes it easier for whoever is reporting to, have that information handy. Anything else?
There's a comment here. Hang on, can we get this presentation to be able to look back and refer to?
Yes, Lion Harold is going to be posting it on the A711 website. Lion Harold? He's muted.
Yes, that's right, Lion Verona. Once it's all downloaded and that, and I'll send it to Gary Dale for our webmaster, and he'll put it up.
Okay then. Lion Ann, can you share that page with the resources for me, please?
Absolutely. Oh, let me.
So it's way down to the end. Great. Okay, so these are the resources that we will be sending each one of you. So you have your club secretary ebook. So club secretaries, I would strongly recommend that you go through this ebook. What is great about it is that it's updated, for one thing, and there are live links in there that will take you to support and resources as you go through the book. This should be, you should keep this handy because all of your roles and responsibilities are in there, and there are guidelines as to, how you perform your duties. So please keep that handy. We also send in your constitution and bylaws, the standard club constitution. This is what if any club has modified their constitution and bylaws, this will be the document that they would have started with, because this is like your base. You still have to make sure that you are fulfilling what's in the standard constitution, although at a club level, you may make some changes. Then we have the club standard structure, and that just talks you to the org chart within the club itself. And that's something to keep handy also. So those would be coming to you. And if you cannot wait, you can go into the link that's up here. So lionsclub.org, you can do searches. If you do a search for ebooks, all of this information is going to come up. So lionsclubs.org/English/resources-for-members. It's a long link. This will take you directly to Secretary Resources, and you'll be able to pull up all of your resources there that will be there to assist you with your year. And again, we are here to assist you. Feel free to reach out and don't think twice about it. Okay, next page, Lanann.
There's a couple of questions in here.
Okay, let's take them. Go ahead.
There's one that says, somebody is asking about the username and password to access the area members, the area members area on the District A711 website, and you contact the webmaster for that. So if anybody is looking for it, contact the webmaster. And then, is it right for an individual to carry out a private activity and then report it by a club as an activity?
So it's not a Lions activity?
No, I think, Lion Herbert, can you maybe fill us in on kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a follow-up to that question of somebody saying that can you report an individual activity? In a situation where you get to club and we begin to ask ourselves, is there anybody who did any activity? Then maybe somebody said, I did environmental activity in my community, and the club is reporting it. Is that proper?
Were they wearing their best?
It's an individual that.
I just happen to have the My Lion little booklet here. Well, it's not really a booklet, but it says, what is not reportable service? Many Lions and Leos serve their communities individually outside of the activities planned by their clubs, districts, or multiple districts. Some examples include bringing a meal to a neighbor, driving a parent to a medical appointment, or volunteering at their place of worship. This type of work is important and commendable. However, it should not be reported as a Lions service activity.
Thank you. That is exactly what I want to establish. It has been answered.
Okay, anything else in the chat, Lanann?
Yeah, there's another one. Is club branch president considered a board member access to club structure? I presume ACC means access. And I remember reading that specifically, and if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, Harold or Verona, but my understanding is because they are only a member of the club, they don't have access to the club structure, the board members for the club.
Yeah, they are not considered part of the standards club structure. Okay, so in your standard club structure, what Lions International recognize, I should say, what positions: your president, your service chair, your membership chair, your first vice president, your marketing communications chairperson, your treasurer, your secretary, your second vice, your immediate past president. And then at the board, there are some other club officers. They are elected. So you can have your lion tamer, it's optional, tail twister, optional. Yes.
I think the one thing to remember is when you're part of branch club, you're mainly a member of your host club. And the branch club is just something set aside, but you don't really have any access to LCI. You don't have, if you consider yourself an executive, that's just for yourselves. It's not part of the club and it's not LCI. LCI doesn't recognize you until you actually become a full-fledged club with a number.
Like if you were to go into my LCI and look at the officers, it will only show the regular club. There's no space on my LCI where it shows, like where you can click on officers for a specific branch club and anything will come up. It's always the host club or whatever club you belong to.
I think that covers it for the chat for now, Lion Verona.
Okay, so at the start of the workshop, of training objectives and?
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was too quick on the draw there.
Okay. Were to summarize the responsibilities of the club secretary, to plan your term and to access additional resources as needed. If anyone thinks that we have not accomplished these objectives, please let us know.
There's another comment now in here, Lion Verona. Can we request for a copy of the PowerPoints used in this meeting training? Thank you. And if I'm not, go ahead, Verona, you know where you got it from.
I was going to say that the better document for you is your ebook because it has everything that we have here in it. Okay, so we'll make sure that you get a copy of the club secretary ebook as soon as possible. And this will really be able to assist you. Like this is where this presentation came from.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you did get something out of the workshop. I wish you all the best for all the club secretaries out there who are serving this year. Congratulations once again. Thank you for stepping up to this role. It may appear to be challenging at first, but I'm telling you, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And it'll be very rewarding. Thank you.
Thank you, Lion Verona. Job well done.
Thank you.
You
can,
got.
Stop sharing, Lion, so we can see some faces.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to stop recording now.
Okay.